I'm always eating popcorn. We love popcorn around these parts. I'm an advocate of positive thinking, law of attraction, all those good things. And when traveling abroad, that is so important for so many reasons I'll get into later. But in this video, I want to talk about how to plan in the event of an emergency. In the event that the worst case scenario happens, which most of the time, the likelihood of that is very small, but in the event that there is an emergency, an unexpected situation that happens, how can you best prepare? My name is Ashley, and on my channel, Ashley in Africa, I talk about living, moving, and doing business here on the continent of Africa. I'm currently in Tanzania, the beautiful, luscious, abundant country of Tanzania. And I've been working on a course to help people looking to relocate anywhere in the world. But my expertise specifically comes from being, an expat here in Africa. So if you're interested in this content, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below and let me know where you're thinking of relocating and why. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear from you. So I do have my notes, and I want to really just talk about a few things that can help you to best prepare in the event of an emergency. So as a single mom of two, it's my responsibility to make sure that they're okay in the event that anything happens. And again, I don't prepare for the worst. I do my best to affirm that all is well and working out in my favor. But being prepared is really important to me, and the legacy that I'm leaving with my children is also equally important. So the first thing that I definitely recommend is having a family folder. My oldest daughter is 11, and so while she's young to the point where she doesn't necessarily understand all of the woes of the world, she can understand how to access certain documents and have a level of awareness around the importance of documents. So we have a tangible family folder, and it has all of our important documents. Birth certificates, social security cards, bank statements, life insurance policies, a copy of my latest will. Those things are vaccination, immunization records. All of that information is in that tangible family folder. We also have a digital family folder that lives in the cloud. My daughter is 11. She also has an email address where we have been able to share digital documents there as well. And it's also connected to a list of emergency contacts that also have access to this digital folder. So she knows in the event that we need help or we need support, she can access that tangible family folder, but also can access that digital family folder through her laptop or cellular device. So I absolutely recommend that. Password protection is really important. Encryption is really important. And being mindful of what you're openly sharing through clouds is important, but quite frankly, privacy is very limited these days. And if you're using a cell phone, your worries about privacy and anti-privacy laws pretty much go out of the window. But as an expat, I absolutely recommend having not only a tangible, but a virtual digital family folder to make sure that everybody that you want to be connected to you and that is connected to you in that sense has access to that information. The second thing is that list that I mentioned of important contacts. So, 5 to 10 really important contacts, including their phone number, their email, and making sure that they're connected to that digital folder if you want them to have access to it is also really, really important. Because in today's age where we've got, hundreds of people in our phone contacts, we don't really know what those numbers look like. It's really, really important to be able to put those tangible numbers down, and maybe even addresses if it's imperative to have the addresses of these folks on that emergency list. Here in Tanzania, addresses are literally like mostly not available for most of, you know, the outside of Dar. I'd say like I'm in the suburbs, so I have coordinates that I share when I send people my information. I give them my Google map coordinates. I don't have an address. So maybe even including that if it's important and if it's relevant. That emergency contact list is just, you know, the new way. I know we all remember when we were at home, maybe even underage, and our parents left us at home, they would leave an emergency contact list on the refrigerator or on the, you know, on the dresser, and you knew if something happened, call Auntie so-and-so. Well, this is the same idea, the same concept, but a digital version. The next thing is creating a relationship with medical and legal professionals. So I'm not sure if it's gonna show up before this airs or after, but I had an emergency and minor surgery here in Dar es Salaam, and I made sure to have and get multiple, you know, opinions on, you know, said experience. But I had had this relationship with the medical professional that advised me to have this surgery for going on, you know, 2 years now. So I really trusted him, and, you know, I trusted that he was going to lead me in the right direction. He had provided care for my girls before in the past, and I'm talking about the ultimate level of care, assisting us through the registration process of the hospital, and also supporting us through that journey and connecting us directly to the doctors that were providing us care. So here it's just, for me at least, it wasn't uncommon for them, for the, you know, surgeon or the pediatrician to give me their cell phone number and to text me immediately after seeing us and advising me to stay in contact with them. And so I love that, and having that access to a medical professional for me is so important. And I think for many people coming abroad with this, you know, maybe fear or perception that medical care isn't as great as it is in the US, I mean, this really provides just another level of care that we don't see at all in the US. You're not getting the doctor's cell phone number, and they're not calling you after hours to check on you to see if you're okay, if you're the common American. So super, super important, as well as legal advice. So I spoke about this a little briefly in other videos on how to connect with professionals, whether that be through LinkedIn or, you know, a chamber of commerce. But I myself have several relationships with legal professionals. I have those that I prefer for certain situations, but I've got the phone numbers of legal professionals, attorneys that I can call if I'm in a jam and if I need anything. So that is a must. It's super important. A lot of times as expats, we come with these, again, preconceived notions and expectations from the way we were living in our home country. The laws are not the same. And as an expat, yeah, you do have certain privileges in certain countries. The US Embassy is present in many of these countries, but they're not the end all be all. And if you get into a situation, they're not coming to your rescue. Okay, so do the right things. Obviously, when you're in foreign countries as an expat, humble yourself, but also be prepared and have relationships with professionals that can support you in the event that something unexpected happens and an emergency arises where you need that level of expertise. The last thing that I would say is, you know, keep important family and friends in the loop. The people that are supportive. Now, right? So not the people that are giving you the blues, not the people that want to see you fail. You know, I mean, still some of those people can be really important in your life. For me, you know, it's been a very discerning journey around the folks that I once called family and friends. And so there are certain people in my life where the relationships have fortified, they've gotten stronger because of this move. And there are other people that have just had to I've had to love from afar. And those aren't the people that I'm talking about, right? So I'm talking about the people that have your back, that want to see you win, that care about your well-being. They may not understand your moves, but they love you and they're supportive, and they show you that through their actions, not only their words, right? Through their actions is how you know they've got your back. And so keep them in the loop, whether that's having, monthly calls and updates, sending them text messages when you can, pictures, even sharing your location if you have the type of devices that allow you to do that. Make sure to keep them in the loop. Not only does it provide a sense of security, but they'll love to hear from you. They'll be excited to hear updates and to hear your stories about life abroad. So if you enjoyed that content, please be sure to like it. If you know someone that could find value in it, share it with them. They'll be so happy that you did. And if you want to learn more with me about how to create a plan financially to successfully move abroad, please be sure to click the link below and register for the Expat Expense course, which is the ultimate financial blueprint to life abroad. We hosted our first one. The reviews were fantastic. I was so happy that people found value in it, and I'm excited to do it again with you. So please be sure to click the link below. I'll see you in the Expat course or in the next video.